Hello and welcome to Ace Run Pro's coverage of the 2020 Hub City Halloween Open in Spartanburg, South Carolina. This event is sponsored by the Great Courses of South Carolina, with coverage sponsored by Great Courses and Infinite Discs. This is Vern Weygandt from Great Courses, and I'm joined today by Deann Carey, sponsored by Innova Champion Discs.
Thank you. This is round 2, front 9 on the Tiger River course. This is the second day lead card, which includes Ricky Wysocki, sponsored by Innova, Chris Dickerson, sponsored by Prodigy, Nikko Locastro, sponsored by Westside Disc, and Zach Melton, sponsored by Dynamic Disc.
Looks like a great card today. If I remember correctly, from the pool that I was running, the wind was ridiculously bad. I know it was rough on Friday, but even worse on Saturday.
It was really bad on Saturday. I was just ready to see the numbers that were going to be put out there.
Hole 1, 276 feet, par 3. This is a nice little forehand shot if you got it, or a turnover backhand. Kind of going back to the wind there, this is not the course that you want to have bad wind problems on.
No, it's not. You want the calmest conditions on this course.
You've got a woodsy front half, but then the back half is so open, and it's, wow, yeah, wind is not your friend here at Tiger River.
Day 2, lead card, Hub City Halloween Open. First on the tee box, a two-time world champ from Campobello, South Carolina, representing Innova Champion Disc, Mr. Ricky Wysocki.
Hub City Club Vice President Morgan Long on the announcements there. Ricky with a turnover there puts him right at circle's edge, it looks like.
Welcome, Mr. Nikko Locastro.
Our first look at Nikko on coverage here of the Halloween Open. That's cooking down there, looking good. Nice shot, right inside the circle.
Your 2020 United States Disc Golf Champion from Limestone, Tennessee, representing Prodigy. Welcome to the box, Mr. Chris Dickerson.
Dickerson, one of the nicest people ever in the sport. Sliding right up there.
And rounding off the lead card of your 2020 Hub City Halloween Open, throwing with the wrong hand from Gary, Tennessee. Grace, Tennessee, Mr. Gary. Representing Dynamic Disc, Mr. Zach Melton.
Deann, forehand or backhand hole here?
Backhand.
It's interesting. I've seen a number of forehands on here, but nothing today.
I have too, but you really want to turn a backhand turnover that's going to cut back at the end. Unless you're lefty, and then you just throw it up under the basket like Zach did.
Right. What a cheater. Ricky not happy at staring the basket down. Must be that invisible force field that's up on the basket. There, it worked. Melton here going to capitalize on his great shot. And Nikko and Ricky cleaning up with a big sigh there at the end. Ricky's still out in front, but things are tightening up with all the folks on the lead card here. Hole 2, 240-foot par 3. As you see on a lot of our wooded courses around here, there's going to be 2 trees that you need to go through, and then that will take you towards the basket. So it's kind of a tight gap here. Kind of spoilers, there are a couple of different ways to get down here. One is going through this line and letting it skip and get towards a basket, but then there's another way to get down here too.
A more non-traditional way.
Exactly. Got Dickerson up on the tee. Old-fashioned guy going right down through it. Oh man, that one got skinny, got through some trees right in the circle. Listen to that wind ripping here. Wow, incredible forehand shot by Melton. So here we got Wysocki, not looking at that gap at all.
Oh, wow.
Bounced off the moon a little bit and rolled backwards there, but it's still got a putt at it.
I've never seen anyone do that before.
Well, I hope you liked it because you're getting ready to see it again. Look at Nikko. Launched. That'll work. Right there, right outside the circle's edge.
I think I'll just stick with going down the middle.
Same. Man, kind of feeling you there, Nikko. What do you got to do to get this thing to stay in there? Boy, Ricky and Nikko just not having a good relationship with these baskets at the beginning here.
Thank you.
Meanwhile,
Chris is not letting any opportunity slip.
no, not at all. Neither is Zach. I tell you, that's one of the things that I think people enjoy about watching Chris Dickerson. I mean, he's not flashy, he's not showy. He just keeps creeping up on things and making birdies. I know a lot of folks are really, really happy to see him get USDGC. Coming up on hole 3 here. Hole 3 actually ended up being one of the more difficult holes, but certainly not one of the longest holes. 306 feet, par 3. Doesn't seem like it's that much to think about, but it's kind of a couple awkward lines here. There's either a forehand or backhand turnover here that's a pretty hard right. There's also a kind of a hidden forehand line to the right of the trees. What kind of shot is this for you, Deann?
I try to throw a kind of stable driver on an anti-flex to let it turn over and then just pan out at the end.
Mm-hmm. And there's that super inside forehand.
Which that line just got there. It was not there in years past.
Yeah, unfortunately, being close to tons of softball fields out here, many times people will let their kids roam, and I think some folks came out here and bent some of the smaller trees that were there. But spoilers, next year that line will not be there either. Well, that grass is just like Velcro, no skip at all.
That's the line that I'm trying to take.
Nikko put the tennis grunt into it and he got down there. He's got a right outside the circle putt for this thing. We could take a run at it, going down the hill, but still safe. Yeah, I think Melton changed his mind there at the last minute and just put it up at the basket.
This is definitely not a hole that I'm running the basket on.
Nikko ran it and he almost got it there. So this one playing is one of the more difficult holes of the day. Only 4 birdies. He had Alex Durham, Rico Garcia, Raven Newsom, a name we'll hear again later, and Paul Ulibarri. So 4 birdies on the day. And what Nikko was doing there for a second, I thought he was getting ready to putt with his mini. So the first day at Pipeline, we weren't able to have any spectators, but we allowed some to kind of hang around certain parts of the course on this round. It was nice to see live bodies when disc golf was being played. Hole 4, 405 feet, par 3. This is another tough hole. Played a little bit over par today. Kind of a tunnel with a little bit of fairway here, but then it tightens up here at the middle. It's tough to keep it going super straight because that's really your only shot. If you go right or left, you're in trouble and you might get a skip.
Speaking of not being able to have spectators at Pipeline, how was it and what were the challenges of running the tournament during COVID?
It was kind of tough because we knew that with all the names that we're bringing in the MPO and FPO, and honestly, we had Barry Schultz playing in MP40. People wanted to see you guys play. So we worked with Spartanburg Parks, and their rationale was that at Tiger River and at Holston Creek on day 3, they allow athletic events out there and a certain number of spectators. So they were cool with having that, but. You know, with Pipeline, it's so tight. There just were not any places to have spectators that day. Hopefully, we get past this mess in 2021, and we can have a full-blown. Oh, nice, full-blown. I niced him. That was terrible of me. Full-blown spectators on every round, every day next year.
Hopefully, we can get back to some kind of normalcy.
And how?
Oh, even with the tree hit, it's still a great shot.
Yep.
This is actually deceivingly downhill a little bit.
Yeah.
And so you think you throw a good shot and then it might just tails off at the end. And
yeah, you don't really think about this when having an elevation because the it's right there straight in front of you, 300 or 400 feet. But yeah, it does continue to go downhill a bit. And if you hit a skip, then you're going to end up somewhere that's not really good to be. Wow, this is super jail over here. However, Melton doesn't care. He's like, jail, that's nothing. I'm going to go ahead and try to ring it up. That was awesome. Ricky does indeed ring it up for one of the only birdies. Josh Day, Sam Drummond, Thomas Grigg, Bruce Howland, Big Germ, and Ricky were the only birdies on this hole. And there were a fair number of bogeys as well, unfortunately. Almost 20% with single and double bogeys. Everyone else cleaning up there. Wow. Ricky's birdie was impressive, but to me, even more impressive was Zach Melton get out of trouble there. That was something else.
Hi, this is Dave Felberg, the 2008 Disc Golf World Champion, and I'm here today to talk to you about Pro Pool and their training products. I used to be a dipper. Some people are rounders. To break that habit, you need a Pro Pool. You hook it up to a wall or tree, it'll break your habit. New release, practice poles. You put them together, you stick them in the ground, there's a flag on top, you throw around them, help you accuracy, prepare for your tournament without having to go to the course. This has been Dave Felberg with Pro Pool Disc Golf. Go to propooldiscgolf.com and try our products today.
Tiger River, hole 5, 204 feet, par 3. As every course that we have has one, this is another one of your classic Carolina Woods tunnel shots. Not very long, but super, super tight. If you take a look at that tree there on the left, you probably see about 70 shots that I've put on it. It's definitely got battle scars. What do you throw on a tunnel shot, Deann?
On this one in particular, I throw my Star Mirage on a little bit of hyzer and just let it pop up and glide. I throw it pretty low, so like I said in the previous round, you don't get the far kicks if you throw it lower.
Right, right. Sneaking past that tree.
And that's perfect.
Yep, that'll work. So you think all these guys are probably throwing a putter at this point?
Oh, definitely.
Super easy.
Thanks.
Wow. I thought he was ringing that up.
Goodness, dude. You broke this today.
And Nikko's not happy with it, but he's still putting for a birdie. Yeah, cashing it in.
On the board.
And this hole in particular, the ground is really slidey.
Yeah, it is. You throw something nice and clean down the middle, you could end up way beyond the basket. Another good putt.
Looks like we might have another star frame.
Excellent. Yeah, this hole played a little bit under par, 2.65 average. Tons of birdies. We had about an even 50% of the field birdied this hole, but we had about 15% get bogeys on it. It's another one of those, if you end up off the beaten path, it is not great. Ricky's still kind of holding steady at 16, but Dickerson sneaking up, 14 under. Hole 6, 447 feet, par 4. The picture does not really do this hole justice. This is more, typically you come off the tee and throw something like a forehand, and then it's just about a dog leg right with a straight shot at the basket at the end. But trees in the way, trees being in the way here. Forehand off the tee for you?
Actually, no. I throw a rock. I just throw it and try to get as straight as I can to the corner,
Yeah.
so I can have an easy hyzer shot to the basket.
Ah, makes sense. Ooh, that was an unfortunate tree. Yeah, that's kind of where you want to be. That's another good shot. Some of that wind's kicking up again now that we're getting in a little bit more open areas.
One of the few tee shots that actually favor the left hand.
Yeah, no kidding. It went a little bit long on that one, but yeah, you can certainly clean up from there. Oh, that's going to be good. Yep. Oh. It's like a little roll back from a tree, but that's negligible there. You got an open shot. Wow, Ricky did go deep. Roller. Ricky faced with a whole lot of nothing there. Yep, right there, right in the circle. A little bit past, but still in the circle. Left-hand roller. Oh, nice backstop. And roll back at the basket. We could just kind of putting it up there. I think he was obscured from actually looking at the basket because of those trees. Boom. Good putt by Dickerson. Something I notice in the footage a lot that he does, he'll put his mini down, just kind of boot his disc out of the way. It's kind of scary to me. Because certainly I would boot everything and then my mini goes flying.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent tee shot, excellent up shot, short putt. It's a way to play this one. It played just a little bit under par, but good amount of birdies on the day on hole 6.
Looks like we got a tight battle so far.
Yeah. Hole 7, 269 feet, par 3. This is one of our signature holes here at Tiger River. Come off the tee, you've got a little gap to get through, but then the basket elevated on these rocks. This is one of the more beautiful pin placements out here. Just be careful not to tear up your discs hitting the rocks here. That's kind of how you do it. Just put it right there at the bottom and then pitch up the basket. But was that almost a smile? Wow. He's pleased with that one. Left hand forehand. He called it a little low.
Fly.
I think it came out like he wanted it to, but it still got down there. He must have scared it a little bit. Wow, Ricky cooked that one a little bit. Look at that flag whipping in the wind.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's a scary putt to run, especially in the wind.
Yeah, no kidding. So a hole like this, you see the traffic behind. Is that messing with you when you're trying to putt, or you ignore it by this point?
You just learn to ignore it.
Ricky with his camouflage. It's about all he could do. There was no line.
Yeah, right, dude.
Oh man, he took his time on that one too. The wind kept kicking up. Man. This basket is not being friendly. There he goes. Saving that par.
I know these guys are not happy with walking away with the par on this hole.
Yeah, you come up and you see a hole of short footage like this and you think, okay, here's one I can go ahead and put down. But, I mean, par and, wow, even a bogey on this one. But yeah, you got to think that the wind really played into their heads, at least here. Wysocki at 16, Dickerson and Zach Melton now at 14, and Nikko at 13. They are closing the gap here. Hole 8. This is a tough one here. 357 feet, par 4. If you manage to get through this mess of trees at the beginning with a good shot, then you have to really question your courage here, because the basket sits on the side of the hill. And if you go for it and it doesn't work out, not only could it roll down the hill and make a comeback putt almost impossible, but if it rolls far enough, you're going in the parking lot. And almost on cue, here's the wind.
That's such a great shot.
Yeah, if you do something like that, you shouldn't have to worry too much, but still has to think about that putt.
God, yeah.
Unfortunately, put that one right in the ground. Well,
Oh.
okay.
Wow, I was lucky.
Just overthrow the entire hole and go out of bounds on the tee shot.
I've never seen that happen.
and in the circle. So you got a couple there that have to think about their putts. Nikko's got to think about this upshot here. Ah, yeah, he's got it right there. That's in good striking range. Ricky, after going out of bounds on the tee shot, which is ridiculous to even think about. Yeah, it's the danger of running it there.
Zach's just taking a little break over there.
Look at that. Best seat in the house. Watching Dickerson get a birdie.
That's a scary putt to run.
Yeah, no kidding. Especially in the wind. Wow. Good comeback to save par. See, he was just resting, was kind of conserving his energy.
And as you can hear in the background, every year we've had baseball tournaments.
Yeah.
So you have the traffic going in and out, and you have to deal with that too.
Constantly. Good putt by Nikko. Yeah, the baseball crowd gave up on day 2 though. The weather was not as good for them out there. A little bit of rain mixed in the wind, so they just gave up. Not a lot of birdies on that hole of the day. Dickerson was one of them. Corey Ellis, Noah Fivish, Thomas Grigg, Ross Marshall, and Cameron Messerschmidt all got birdies. Hole 9, 198 feet, par 3.
Fun fact of this round, or this hole, we had one ace, and it was Raven Newsom, sponsored by MVP Disc.
Shout out to Western North Carolina boy Raven Newsom. This is a good one to get, and of course I guess stepping up to this hole, everyone thinks that they can get this one. But yeah, there's some trickiness to it. Definitely a birdie that everyone should get.
Different than last year, there is now a new challenge to this hole as they added the boulder.
Yeah, no kidding. I did see a couple folks playing this one, put it into that tree. Spoilers, I didn't mean for that to happen, but it looks like Zach went right into that tree. Because instead of going low and just kind of floating it down there, now you've got to give it a little bit more elevation if you're going to the right side. Nikko sneaking past it. Wow, Nikko putting the fear into his disc is like, okay, I'm just going to get under the basket.
I like the high floaty shot on this hole.
Yeah. Ricky with one of his various pigs again. Hit that tree there at the end, but I mean, that's in Ricky range. Honestly, inside 100 feet is Ricky range, but Zach poking out here. He's good to go. This, as you might imagine, one of the easier holes out at Tiger River. Played about a half stroke under par. Lots of birdies. Nice ace. Yep, that'll do, pig. Zach putting from a happy little tree there. And Nikko dropping in. That's going to finish up our front 9 here. We got Ricky and Dickerson now at 16 under, and Nikko and Zach are at 14 under. And give a thanks to some folks here, the Great Courses of South Carolina, Infinite Discs, and Pro Pool for supporting Ace Run Pro and the coverage. Thanks to the Patreons that support Ace Run Pro. If you got some free change laying around, then supporting disc golf footage is a great use of it. We take advantage of free disc golf footage a lot, so making certain this coverage maintains is a good thing to do. Please like and subscribe and follow Ace Run Pro, and these guys would love it if you did. And again, consider donating to a Patreon. Come back for the second half of round 2 at Tiger River.